Data and pitch models are great, but they don't always tell the whole story, and if you lean on them too much, it can actually hurt you. Because at the end of the day, this is all about just throwing off hitters' timing and getting out. I'm going to use my guy Michael Kelly as an example on this. Now, Mike signed up in the middle of the season this year. He was having a pretty successful season as a reliever in the big leagues. His ERA was good, but his chief complaint was he wasn't striking enough people out. Now, since Michael believed that his biggest flaw was his lack of extension, the first thing I did was look at his mechanics and see if there's a way we can get him more extension easily. I came up with a few ideas, sent those over to him, and we basically decided that these changes are going to be too big to make in the middle of a season. So from there, I had to pivot and figure out how we can get him success with his current extension. So the first thing I did was look at some data to see how guys in the big leagues that have low extension are having success. I noticed that the top 10 pitchers with low extension were all primary sinker and changeup guys. Now, these are two pitches that Michael Kelly does not have. Michael's arsenal consists of a very hard fastball averaging 96 up to 99 miles an hour, a big sweeper, and a little gyro slider that plays more like a cutter to bridge the gap there. So on paper, all three of Michael's pitches grade out above big league average, with the sweeper being the best one. Now, when I looked at the metrics, I thought this looks like it should be a swing and miss pitch, but the whiff rate on it is only around 20%. So with that information and the information that low extension guys are all throwing sinkers and changeups, I just asked Mike, have you ever thrown a sinker or a changeup? Now, he's a veteran pitcher, so at some point in his career, he has tried both of those things. He knows how to throw them. He told me that he didn't throw them because they weren't grading out very well. So he was using the data to eliminate those pitches. Now, in his case, this was kind of a mistake because it made hitters' approaches against him very, very simple. Even though these pitches are grading out really, really well, they all essentially move the same way. And he throws more than 50% sweepers, which is something I would tell you to do. Throw your best pitch a lot. But hitters are always sitting on this pitch, and if he throws something different, it might be a little bit harder, but everything he's throwing has that little bit of glove side movement. So by adding the sinker and the changeup, you are giving hitters completely different looks. I don't care if the metrics on these pitches are really, really good. They don't need to be. They just need to be different than his best three pitches to keep hitters honest. So after we had that talk, he went and tried sinkers and changeups in the bullpens, said, hey, go ahead and try to sprinkle that in your next outing if you felt comfortable with the execution on that. His very next outing, it was the first time all year that he punched out the side. It was also the first time on the year that he threw sinkers or changeups within the outing. Now, when you watch these at bats, you can see the effect that it had on these hitters. Every single hitter is wanting to lean over the plate to take away his best pitch, that sweeper away, to get something that they like. When he did throw a sinker to righties, you could see them start to go over the plate, realize that pitch is running in on them, and stand up. Even on takes, that is a very effective pitch because this kind of take early in the at-bat leads to this kind of swing later in the at-bat.